Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Join us at latenighthealth.com and facebook.com/Late Night Health Radio. We have on our phone line a semi-regular here on the show, and her name is Dr. Christine Horner, a plastic surgeon who has turned to the light. And would you describe yourself more as an integrative physician now, or solely alternative?
Well, I would say integrative. There's definitely value in both systems. And, when I work with women that have had breast cancer in particular, our very best results we get is with an integrative approach. So I have a foot in both worlds.
Gotcha. She's kind of straddling it. During the summer, people, we don't wear shoes, we don't wear socks, we run around barefoot, we extend ourselves playing volleyball on the beach, and we get these what most people would consider minor aches and pains. Should we ignore these and just rub a little ligament on it, or do we need to take a serious look?
Well, it depends on what kind of pain you're having. So I would say, one of the more common things that we see now is, anytime you walk into a restaurant or practically any place else, what do you see? Everybody's got their necks bent over their phones, right?
Right.
So, there's truly a phenomenon where, because you spend an excessive amount of time with your neck bent forward, which was not the way we were designed to be, that, people start having pain and hunching over their computers and so forth. So, a lot of times we don't really pay that much attention to it because it's just a normal way of life. But it would help a whole lot if you held your phone up at eye level, not spend so much time on the phone. And then for your computers, again, the monitor should be at eye level, and there's even, the standing desks, which are really great because, there's horrible research on how much we sit. Americans sit insane amounts, per day, and the research shows if you sit more than 5 hours a day, that it shortens your lifespan and increases your risk of all sorts of different kinds of diseases.
Should we, if we're sitting, at a desk, people are listening to us as they're fighting traffic, for example, there's nothing you can do. You've got to sit. But if they're in an office and they're on the computer, I try to get up every half hour or so when I'm, editing or writing or doing something at my desk. Is that a good idea to get up and I walk around, stretch a little bit, and then come back?
Well, you know what? You're a very smart man because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. In fact, every, hour, it's recommended to get up at least 2 minutes. That's it. Walk around, stretch, do that kind of stuff. If you can do a little bit longer, that would be better, too. But it helps to take away a lot of the negative effects of sitting for so long. Plus, it's going to help, keep you from having all that neck and shoulder pain.
I've tried standing. I've had, desk where the computer is up, and it's not overly comfortable. Do you do that? Do you have a...
You know what? I don't, because I found that, I know people get used to it and even get used to having their laptop up on a treadmill kind of thing, but I just found I couldn't concentrate enough.
That's my problem. Yeah. And right now, today, my concentration is at a low. So
you're telling me I'm not that interesting?
Yes, I am. All right, what about the weekend athlete, the summer athlete, and chest pain? How do you know it's not indigestion because you ate bad potato salad rather than a heart attack?
Well, that one's a little bit more complex, but, really the main thing people get is back pain, so not just weekend warrior stuff, but from gardening, for instance. That's considered one of the top all-time hobbies that people do is to garden, and we usually think of it as this very relaxing activity to do, but it turns out that there's all sorts of weird, twisty ways you put your body. You're pulling, weeds, you're digging, you're doing all this kind of stuff. So it's very common for people to have back pain or low back pain from gardening, or, as you said, your kind of weekend warrior kind of stuff.
Right.
So
the gardening, I'm a new gardener. We started last year. And in fact, I went out early this morning and saw two things. I saw a tomato starting to turn red, which was good. And then last week, I gave Mr. Spice here, Daryl, a pepper. It's called a holy moly, and I mispronounced it. It's actually a holy mole. It's for use in mole in the Mexican dish. But I want to go back if I can. If you have any kind of chest pain, do you go to the ER or call your doc?
Well, it's probably a good idea because, heart disease can certainly show up in all sorts of different ways, and you can't be too careful about that. So I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Got it. Are there natural pain remedies instead of using acetaminophen or the Advil? Are there other things that we can do? I mean, my garden is overrun with mint, for example.
Well, actually, mint is something that's very beneficial for you. The menthol in it is something that soothes muscles and muscle spasms. Topically, which has been used for hundreds of years, is arnica. Arnica is from a daisy, and they actually have arnica gels, and you can put that on topically, or even take homeopathic, type of remedies. But arnica, like I said, has been used for hundreds of years, and of course it's important what brand you get because there is a significant difference, between them. So my favorite one is from a company called Boron, and they make a gel and a cream called Arna Care. So that's available everywhere. I mean, you can get it from Target and Walmart and, all the different grocery stores. So, yeah, but Arna Care is really effective in helping with, for instance, acute, is meaning that you have the sudden discomfort rather than a chronic situation, but very beneficial for back pains, any kind of, aches and pains and bruises and that kind of thing.
Isn't arnica also used as an ingestible in a homeopathic form?
Yeah, you can. They use it as a homeopathic form, and you can put it under your tongue is what you do. But yeah, so sometimes, if I've done something to myself, I'll do both. Right?
That's straddling traditional and alternative health, like we said at the top. That can be a strain.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, that's super effective, and as you mentioned, I mean, the more research that's coming out on these, we'll call them analgesics, like ibuprofen even. I remember years ago, we used to think they were just completely safe. It was no big deal. I mean, as an athlete, people were taking it all the time. But now, the research shows that it significantly increases your risk of heart attacks and all sorts of stuff. So I think it's much better to stick with more natural approaches because they've definitely been shown to be effective.
Are they as effective in relieving pain as the over-the-counter pain relievers?
Yeah, you bet. So like turmeric, the Indian spice turmeric, and ginger, for instance, both of them have super high anti-inflammatory qualities. They're called COX-2 anti-inflammatories, and unlike the pharmaceutical ones that can kill you because it's considered perfectly safe. And they've done, turmeric's the most studied plant in the medical research. There's over 11,000 published studies. And so there's
on turmeric?
On turmeric, yeah. So 11,000 published studies and growing exponentially, but again, the most researched plant. And they found that they compared it to using steroids like cortisone, which, of course, has all sorts of horrible side effects to it, but
right.
They found that it was equal to the anti-inflammatory effects of cortisone. So, a lot of times we think these plants aren't that effective when, in fact, they're extremely effective.
One of the things that I've noticed, though, that some of the natural remedies are not as fast-acting as, say, as a pill over-the-counter, Advil or Tylenol.
Well, like I said, I think it depends. I mean, that hasn't been my experience when I'm, doing the plants that I know are the most effective ones. So they can have a really rapid, onset.
Got it.
In my experience, yeah, And that pepper that you had, I like the holy moly one, but, red peppers, for instance, and this is a thing that just seems kind of counterintuitive, but they have a molecule in them called capsaicin.
Right.
And it stings the hot, part of the pepper is a thing that would be aggravating, but it turns out that it has this amazing anti-inflammatory properties to it. So that is really beneficial too.
I like that. I actually, right next to the holy moly, I have some kind of hot pepper. I wouldn't have bought the holy moly or the holy mole had I looked at I think it's the Schofield pepper chart. And like a habanero is rated like 150,000 units on the Schofield chart, and there are peppers that are hotter than that. Holy mole was 700, so it's kind of bland.
You sound like quite the pepper expert.
Well, anything that has to do with feeding me, I know about. I like to. Well, we've had a glass or wine or two in the past, right? Christine, what is the most important thing in our remaining moment that people should watch out for during summer months regarding, overcoming pain?
Yeah. Really common is a condition called plantar fasciitis.
Hold on. I'm going to ask
you blank for a second. Please start to answer the question again.
So another thing that's very common is a condition called plantar fasciitis. And that's when you get this inflammation of the connective tissue at the bottom of your foot. And a lot of times we think we associate it with runners, and yes, it can be, but it could actually come from walking, too, where you get a lot of inflammation. It hurts like heck. I think it's usually a good idea to go see your doctor for that one, too, because sometimes you can have stress fractures or, other conditions like that are going on. So you want to make sure that you kind of get that diagnosis, for sure. And mostly it's, comes from wearing really poor, worn-out shoes.
And so that's you should have new shoes and maybe even orthotics. We could talk about that.
Yeah, orthotics will work, and also doing exercises to stretch your gastroc.
We're out of time, Dr. Horner, but we will have you back soon. It went quickly today. Dr. Christine Horner is our guest. You can find out more about her by going to latenighthealth.com, clicking on her face, and we'll have a link to her website. I think we're really out of time, so we'll be back with Robert Clancy in just a moment. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Hi, I'm Dee Wallace. Do you want to learn to use and focus the greatest manifestation tool available to mankind? Then join me for my amazing 6-week program, Fun, Focus, and Fruition, where you'll receive morning videos and evening audio guidance, 2 15-minute privates with me, and 3 one-hour group webinars. It begins July 2nd and space is limited, so sign up now at imdwallace.com. Join now to begin changing your life forever.
Hi, this is Nate Roos for RAD. Music and friends are two of the most important things in my life, but nothing is more important than life itself. Hey, when you know your friend shouldn't get behind the wheel, drive them home, call them a cab, or give them a RAD card. Music lives, and so should you. I don't let my friends drive drunk. Do you?
Brought to you by RAD, OTS, California Broadcasters Association, and this station.